and welcome to the show on Prudent Media. My name is Sachin Chatte and on this show we take a look at the latest releases. Today we will take a look at Sriram Raghavan's Ikkis and the Hollywood flick called The Housemaid. First, let's take a look at Ikkis. Sriram Raghavan's Ikkis stands out as an exceptional film and ranks among the finest war films produced in our country. No two ways about that. Drawing inspiration from the remarkable true story of India's youngest Paramveer Chakra recipient, Second Lieutenant Arun Khetrapal, Raghavan has skillfully created a narrative that encourages reflection, emotional engagement, empathy, and makes you admire the craft of filmmaking, which takes the load less travelled. Under the direction of a different filmmaker, this narrative could have easily veered into a more extravagant, bombastic, and less favourable direction. To begin with, the film possesses a core that resonates with humanity. While it addresses themes of duty, patriotism, valor, courage, and sacrifice for the nation, Raghavan subtly emphasizes that these ideals can harmoniously coexist with compassion and empathy. इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें जो फिल्म की फेवर में वर्क करती है. In his last major role, Dharmendra infuses character with immense dignity and grace. His performance is notably restrained. वो 88 साल के थे जब वो फिल्म की शूटिंग हुई थी. He was 88 then, and everything that unfolds on screen feels authentic, even if it is strained at times. Then there is Jaideep Ahlawat, who can crush a meaty role, and he does exactly that. As someone facing the weight of a moral dilemma, he is outstanding. Agastya Nanda emerges as a surprise, and he delivers an impressive performance. The film alters between two timelines. एक कहानी 1971 में है जब अरुण खेत्रपाल स्टिल कैडेट थे और दूसरी कहानी 2001 में है जब उनके पिताजी ब्रिगेडियर खेत्रपाल which is played by धर्मेंद्र जो पाकिस्तान गए थे कॉलेज रीयूनियन के लिए. The opening scene establishes the mood. A birthday celebration is going on where cake is playfully smeared on Arun's face. एक ऑफिसर आते हैं और उनको विश करते हैं और पूछते हैं उम्र तो कहते हैं 21 और फिर अरुण पूछते हैं सर लड़ाई होने वाली है. This exchange occurs in October 1971 और जैसे हमें मालूम है दिसंबर 1971 में इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के बीच में युद्ध हुआ था. Arun and his friends were still in their youth and had just finished their training when they were expedited into the army and straight on the border. Coming from a family of soldiers, he is eager to prove his mettle and showcase his bravery and valor on the battlefield. He gets a chance to do so as Indian tanks advance into Pakistan with the famous sign stating, "You are entering Pakistan, no visas required, so bash on regardless." Cutting between timelines, we also see his stint at the NDA having fun and courting a girl named Kiran, played by debutant Simar Bhatia, who prompts him to read books like Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Stole, और वो फिल्में भी देखते हैं जैसे इरमा लादूश और वो वॉर फिल्म एक थी The Bridge at Imagine. He also risks his own standing by getting his friends into trouble for breaking the rules. These events subtly illustrate that Arun is a man of principles. He does what is right, not what is easy. जो दूसरी कहानी है वो 2001 में है and it revolves around two elderly gentlemen who have experienced life in all its hues, particularly the darker shades. Brigadier Khetrapal arrives in Lahore where he is hosted by Brigadier Nisar, played by Jaideep Ahlawat, and along of course with his wife and daughter. He is a retired army officer and current cricket selector for the Pakistan team. There is a palpable sense of deep respect that the Pakistani officer holds for his senior counterpart, as well as the gratitude that the latter, जो Brigadier Khetrapal है, वो भी एक gratitude feel करते हैं निसार की तरफ. निसार also escorts him to Sargodha with ISI agents trailing them. ये वही जगह है जहाँ इंडियन ब्रिगेडियर का जन्म हुआ था. We also see Asrani in a cameo जिन्हें Alzheimer's हुआ है. He is still stuck in the pre-partition era. However, Brigadier Nisar carries a heavier burden on his conscience. Instead of perceiving him solely as a representative of the enemy nation, the narrative approaches his character with compassion, prompting the audience to consider how do you deal with a parent when you know some inconvenient truths about how their child died. Both timelines skillfully converge towards a rousing climax. In an unexpected turn of events, Arun and his battalion, who were on the verge of retreating after the ceasefire was announced, find themselves embroiled in a skirmish with their adversaries. On the other side of time, both the brigadiers are at the very place where Arun became a martyr 30 years ago. While Ikkis emphasizes Arun's valor, it also addresses the sacrifices made on the battlefield. ब्रिगेडियर खेत्रपाल के दिमाग में एक सवाल आता है, वो पीछे क्यों नहीं हटा? और काफी सालों बाद भी वो इसके बारे में सोचते रहते हैं. He reflects on Arun's decision to forfeit his life despite receiving orders to withdraw on what was the last day of the war. The film also recognizes the contributions of lesser-known tank crew members and army personnel in the Battle of Basantar. Rahul Dev plays Lieutenant Colonel Hanuj Singh, who has endured the hardships of war, alongside Sikandar Kher, who plays Risaldar Sagat Singh and who is also a strict taskmaster. And then there is Captain Vijendra Malhotra, played by Vivan Shah, who is Arun's direct superior. When Arun yearns for action on the front lines, he exclaims, "मैंने एक भी गोली नहीं चलाई." To which the vice captain says, "सिर्फ गोली चलाने से आदमी बंदा नहीं बनता है," which means firing a bullet is not the sole indicator of bravery. A poignant line delivered by Dharmendra's character says, "जंग के जख्म कभी भरते नहीं," and it lingers long for after it's spoken. Only those who have lived through the consequences of war truly understand its weight. You may call the film a dreamer, but it is assuredly not the only one. I'm going to go with 4 out of 5 stars for Sriram Raghavan's Ikkis. It's a film that has started 2026 with a bang. And now let's take a look at The Housemaid. Now imagine if you're forcibly confined in a room without food and your captor is so cruel that he compels you to inflict 21 cuts on your stomach with chinaware. Merely for amusement, that's all he's doing it. If you somehow manage to escape and imprison your captor in that room, आप पहले क्या करेंगे? Will you seek medical assistance? Or B, flee from that house as fast as possible? Or C, उसी घर में बैठ के आप लिविंग रूम में आराम से टीवी देखोगे? The character in The Housemaid opts for the absurd choice of C, while the menacing figure upstairs attempts to break free. Based on the book of the same title by Frida McFadden, The Housemaid is a nonsensical film that fails to entertain due to its interminable length, with nearly every character burdened by a multitude of problems. सबको इसमें कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम होती है. You find yourself wishing for a swift conclusion, fearing that you might end up like them. Furthermore, this film features more slow motion sequences than a typical South Indian action film. Evidently, this movie is crafted to attract a specific audience that disregards logic and character development, replacing meaningful storytelling with steamy scenes for the sake of visual appeal. Fortunately, our censor board has removed many of the steamy scenes, otherwise this film would have become even more longer. In several serious scenes, the soundtrack features songs by Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey, leaving you questioning the true intent of the scene, whether it was meant to be serious, humorous, or charming. Ultimately, it leads nowhere, not even in the realm of a film that is so bad that it is good. Sydney Sweeney plays Miley, who secures a position at the Winchesters, who live in the outskirts of New York. The lady of the house, Nina, played by Amanda Seyfried, behaves as if she had discovered a new best friend, while her husband Andrew, played by Brandon Skelna, continues with his life. There is a groundskeeper who merely observes and speaks very little. The couple also has a daughter who often wears a stern expression and delivers lines such as, "Juice is a privilege, not something you drink from a dirty glass," whatever that is supposed to mean. It appears that Miley has a questionable history. She is currently on parole and is urgently seeking employment as she doesn't have a place to stay. However, she is not the sole individual character in this movie with hidden truths. Every character conceals something, and the screenwriters intentionally opt to withhold information from the viewers to create a twist at the conclusion. Despite all the disclosures, the film continues to prolong itself. During many of the scenes, the audience erupted with laughter. Unfortunately, they were laughing at the film rather than with it. I'm going to go with 2 out of 5 stars for the new Hollywood flick called The Housemaid. Watch it at your own risk. Well, those were the 2 releases of the week. That's what I thought of the films. Do let us know what you think, and I'll be back with you next week with more movie reviews. Till then, it's goodbye from me.